Hi and welcome back. So another video for Rocket League from Drattle44, myself of course. Hope you're having a great day, evening or night. So basically this video is pretty much about scamming once again and what to be aware of. Now I have done a couple of other videos about it. One of them was where I unfortunately got scammed. Really still hurts even now, but you know, it gets better, easier over time, so that's about the only good thing with that. Now what I would say is definitely that there are some things to definitely be aware of, and although I did a guide about sort of like actually kind of like scamming and all that, I didn't actually cover this because although I kind of had done in my original video, I didn't cover it in maybe as much detail, and I've realised that there is a lot of other things behind it. So I wanted to kind of just make you guys aware, especially as someone that I met on the Rocket League app had actually experienced the scam himself, and unfortunately had incurred rather a loss because someone had done a swap out. So if you like the content, you do enjoy it, you find it useful, informative, and drop me a like on the video. It always helps just to get more views and generate a bit more interest. The more people who watch it, the more people it helps, and that would always be nice. If you do want to subscribe for future content for sort of Rocket League and other things as well, then that would be amazing as well. I'd always love to, you know, hit the 100 subscribers before, of course, the end of January, but you know, we'll see what happens there. Anyway, right, moving forwards into actually what is going on. So basically what it is it's a cert scam. Now I have put striker scam in the title because that seems to be the main one that it kind of comes under, but however, in actual fact, it could be done with any certification, just mainly, I suppose, striker is a bit more desired, so therefore it's more likely to be that one, because, of course, it's more popular and people want it. So basically what people are doing then is that they are putting the item that you desire in, usually done from the app, but, you know, could be done via normal trading in-game as well. And what they're doing is that they're putting, say, for example, like what happened to me, they're putting a titanium white striker fireworks in, showing you it, you're seeing it, and then distracting you with some sort of conversation or asking just a quick question. Of course, if you don't really look for it, or you think, well, it's just one item, I shouldn't be caught out, that's where they catch you sometimes off guard. And of course, what happens is that instead of you getting the item you desire, you get a much cheaper item, having paid well over the odds for it. And there's not a lot you can do. Yes, you can report the person, you can complain, but you know, Psyonix, if I'm being truthful, they don't really care that much, being truthful, because I sent them an email about a week and a bit ago, and I still haven't had a reply to even acknowledge that I even got scammed. I don't think they actually honestly care, which is quite upsetting. So what's happening is that people are basically putting the item in that you want. They are then distracting you, like I said, and then what they're doing is that they are swapping it out. Now, I thought that this was just this one-off guy who's doing it with the titanium white fireworks, but it turns out that the person that I met on the app today that had experienced the same thing put out a warning message to try and stop other people experiencing the same thing. Actually had exactly the same thing happen with the fennec. So he was buying a crimson fennec. Basically they put striker crimson fennec into the actual trade. Obviously, he thought, yeah, he paid about 2,500 credits and about 5 imports. Basically, what happened is that somewhere along the lines, they must have distracted him for a split moment, swapped out the Crimson Fennec, and of course, then actually put a normal Striker Fennec. Now, in his case, I suppose the only thing I would say is that a Striker Fennec does still hold some value, so at least although he did lose, he didn't lose exactly maybe as much, and it could have been a lot worse. It was worse, but you know, like it could have been a lot worse, if you get me, compared to me, who gained something for 300 and lost 4,250. It's not a great feeling, if I'm being honest. But it is just something to be aware of here, because what happens is that they're going to try and distract you. They're going to try and swap it out. And this can happen with any item that has a certificate on it. Striker, like I said, is the most popular, but it could be any. And especially for items that hold some value. Now, if you're, like, say, buying a topper worth 100, 150, the chances are that people might be a bit difficult, they might change the price, but they're probably unlikely to bother swapping it out. It tends to be the more desirable items, like the car bodies, like the fireworks, like anything painted. You've really got to be so aware that, you know, if you're dealing with painted items, make sure you are checking it, because, you know, they can swap it for something with a cert. You don't realise, you're not really paying attention, and you can indeed think it's the same item. and then find out once the trade is done and it's too late that you have absolutely no comeback whatsoever. Yes, you can report the person, yes, you can try and do what you can, get them banned maybe off the app, but it's not really great because you've had to lose something in the meanwhile to basically be able to do that, and that's a much worse feeling than actually avoiding it altogether. So I mean, what I will be doing, I mean, like, I plan to do a video with my friend GHD to basically actually showcase it in a bit more detail, exactly what like scammers usually like to do and all those things. I know, having been scammed, it's kind of annoying because, you know, obviously it sounds like I'm not talking from much experience. To be honest, actually, the really crazy thing is all it took is for just one literally lapse in concentration that day. I was half asleep and I got scammed, and I'm usually much more aware than that, I'd like to think, and it really is very frustrating that you just can, you know, miss something so simple, but it is a very simple thing to miss. So yeah, so make sure that you are moving the chat box, which is something I said in my guide, and also as well, make sure that you are, you know, using whatever button it is to check the actual item so that you can actually see the description and you can actually then see exactly what the item is. Now, another idea and another suggestion that someone did have actually that commented on one of my YouTube videos was that if you leave the item ticked, when you see initially that it's the item that you want, you'll see it's like the Crimson Fennec, for example, with Striker. If you ticked already up to do the trade, if then you leave it ticked, but then they untick it or they change anything, your tick will automatically come off. So it is something that can make you kind of just aware that actually they've made some sort of change, and it's something easier to kind of look out for and say, you know what exactly have they changed? Have they changed anything? And the likelihood is that it's probably going to be yes, but at least then you actually, you know, kind of know what it is and you can kind of then counteract it, because I really honestly want to make sure that you guys are aware that there are a lot of people out there. What they also will do, and a big thing as well, is that if they do successfully manage to scam you, then what they're going to do is that they are going to offer to buy that item back for a cheaper price from you. They're going to say, right, okay, well, look, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 1,300 credits, 1,000 credits, whatever, if you sell that item back to me, because all they want is they want that item back as soon as possible, so then they can go and scam someone else. So if you do get scammed, I mean, hopefully, you know, you don't, and these videos help, but if you do, then just make absolutely sure that you do not give them the item back, because otherwise all you're doing is just making it a bit easier for them to get another scam in, and all they're going to do is just rip someone else off. Now, I know once it's happened to you, you might think, well, I don't really care about other people. But the thing is as a community, we've got to, of course, look out for each other as best as we can and try and make it as difficult. Now, Fennec do definitely need some changes, and I'll be doing a video on that at some point as well, with suggested changes of how they can improve things, because let's face it, it definitely needs to be done. So that is pretty much it for the video. I'm going to write up some notes. There'll be some things in description and on the comment below to kind of recap it. Hopefully it helps. If there's anything else, leave me a comment, and if you like the video, do drop me a like. If you want to subscribe, help me to that road to 100. Brilliant, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.